All right, just got this box, mystery package. Wonder what it is in there. Let's open this bag. I'm so excited. Ethan, congratulations on winning the World Series of Poker bracelet. We believe the bracelet is the most prestigious prize in poker. As the bracelet winner, I've also received Caesar's Rewards, Diamond status, and all its privileges. Okay, that's sick. I'll take that. Let's see what we got. Also, I hope it looks just like this bracelet and this shirt here. So if you're still watching this, these are available. Feel free to pick them up. Okay. Got this. I hope it's wrapped up in another box. Oh, this is a much better box. And wow. It looks better in person compared to the shirt, I will say.
That is beautiful.
But wow. Got the spades. Oh, I don't want to ruin this. Don't want to ruin this. Bad boy. Here we go. What a day. What's going on, everyone? It's Ethan here. Hope you're having a great day. We are back here at Boston Billiard Club and Casino. If you haven't heard of this place already before, then what are you doing? But I have had a lot of people ask me in the DMs about this place. So here, just to answer some frequently asked questions, Boston Billiard Club and Casino is in Nashua, New Hampshire. It's right on the border of Massachusetts. So it is in New Hampshire, about 45 minutes north of Boston. Obviously, as you can see, tons of parking available, and they offer a bunch of different games from 1-2, 1-3, 2-5, and 5-10 no limit hold'em and PLO. They got 18 different tables in their poker room, and it's 6-handed max. So it's always a good time here. If you're looking for more info, feel free to check out their website down here, bostonbilliardclub.com. I'll have all the socials on this screen here as well. If you're traveling from outside of the area, there are special rates for hotel rooms for poker players. That's actually pretty cool. Might have to check them out when I have a late night session here as well. So obviously right now, beautiful day, gorgeous day. Probably should be going out to play a round of golf, but instead we're going in here, grinding out a quick little session in. So not sure what stakes I'll be playing yet. I never really know when we get here, but we'll find out. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Also, if you're here, leave a like. It's always appreciated to help the channel grow, and comment down below if you want to win a chip. I always give one out every single video. So with that said, let's get into the action.
I saw one of your...
Here we are, 2-5, and the first hand that we're going to go over today, pocket queens. What a great start. Even better, there's a button straddle, so here on the big blind, I open up the action to $35. Player to my left makes the call in under the gun, and all the other players fold. We're going to a flop heads up, which comes King, Jack, 10, Rainbow. Not really the most ideal flop for queens, but I guess we'll take it. I check, because we're definitely not going to be betting into this board right here. He fires a bet of $55, and very standardly, I'm going to have to make this call for $55. Going to a turn which comes the 3 of spades, brings in the backdoor flush draw, and I check. Here, he once again fires a second time for $90. Still, I can't get away with pocket queens so far, but definitely suspicious, as I think hands that can be double barreling are mainly just 2 pair plus holdings. I don't think any sort of king, even king queen probably won't be in there, since I do double block that, but still gotta have to defend my pocket queens open-ended draw as well. So we're going to a river. The river is the 6 of diamonds, an absolute brick, unimproved. I'm definitely going to have to fold to another bet, but I check, he checks it back, I show my hand, and he shows us Jack 10 offsuit, so still finding a way to lose the first hand of the session. Hand after that, we pick up pocket deuces in under the gun, playing 5-handed. I open limp here, just trying to set mine and see a cheap flop. The blinds limp and check in, so we're going 3 ways to the flop. Flop is 9-3-4 Rainbow. Action checks to me. Here, I'm shuffling chips with my right hand, and I throw in 2 of those chips in the middle, thinking they were red chips for $10, but nope. We have a $50 bet. I massively overbet the pot by accident, and I'm just trying to keep my surprised shock and look in my face just to myself. The small blind folds, and the big blind raises us to $150. Damn it. I'm forced to fold and give away a free $50. I just want to throw this one in there. It's pretty funny to look at in hindsight, but at the time, I felt like a real idiot. Next, we got 6-7 of diamonds in the small blind. We love these suited connector hands. The cutoff opens up the action at $20, and I'm the only caller. We're going to a flop heads up. Flop is King, Queen, 6 rainbow. Not the board I'm looking for. Definitely folding to any bet here since it definitely favors his range. I check, and he checks it back. Seeing a free turn. Turn is the Jack of Hearts, brings in the backdoor flush draw. Here I check, and now he throws out a bet of $35. The only hand here that really makes sense is 10-9 suited or ace-10 off or something like that. Besides that, I don't really think a lot of hands should be betting here. Sometimes queen-jack, but even I think queen-jack's going to be betting the flop. So I get a little sticky with my pair of sixes and just make the call. We're going to a river. The river is the 4 of diamonds. It's just a total blank, and I check. Once again, he bets $70, and I just don't believe him here. I basically have bottom pair, and don't bluff me because I'm just a huge calling station. I make the call, toss a chip in as I'm a little suspicious of his action. He shows us 8-7 of hearts for 8 high. We take this down with a pair of sixes. Love hero calling. Thanks. After that, we look down at ace-3 of spades under the gun. I open up the action to $20. The button makes the call. He's been calling pretty often, and I think on the wider side of his range as well sometimes. So here on the button in position, he's probably calling wider than normal. The small blind now 3-bets us to $80, and he's been 3-betting very often. He's been super aggressive, 3-betting as bluffs and check raising as bluffs as well. So definitely doesn't have to be nutted here, but I've got to think here he's out of position in the small blind and 3-betting an under the gun raiser. Also another caller as well. Seems a little bit strong. Even still, I think about 4-betting as a good candidate here, but at the end of the day, I elected to call, which seems like a pretty awful play in hindsight. Probably can just fold this as I'm dominated by a lot of his value range, but here we are. I make the call, and the button calls as well. The small blind has about $400-ish behind. Button has about $700 behind. We're going to a flop, which comes 7-6-3, 2 spades. Wow, could you ask for a better flop for ace-3 of spades? Small blind leads for basically pot of $250, leaving himself with about $150 behind. Here, I'm really contemplating on what the right move is. Do I want to shove and just isolate the button, which I don't think the button's really going to be calling much anyways against a pot-sized bet. But I'm drawing to the nuts, and I have really good equity, and I'm drawing to 2 pairs and trips and all that fun stuff as well. I kind of want the button to call, but at the end of the day, I ended up just jamming, whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. I jammed about like $900, so $700 effective. The button folds. The small blind only has 430 total in his stack, and he makes the call. We are off to a runout. The turn comes the 9 of diamonds, the river, 5 of diamonds. Not good for us as we don't improve. I show my hand. He takes it down with pocket jacks. Next, from one marginal spot once again to another, we pick up King 10 offsuit in the button. The cutoff opens up the action to $20, and here I defend this. Cutoff can be raising a little bit wider. I call with the playable king in position. We're going heads up. Flop is King 9-7 2 clubs. He checks to us, and definitely going to be betting when we flop top pair. I bet $25, and he makes the call for 25. The turn is really good. It's another king, improved to trips now, and definitely can get more value from hands like 8s, 10s, jacks, or queens. So I bet $60, and once again, he decides to make the call. The river is an 8 of spades, and he checks for a 3rd time. Never checking it back with trips here. I'm definitely going for value. I size to $115. He thinks it over for a little bit, and at the end of the day, ultimately ends up putting in the call, show my hand, and we scoop this pot. So mid-session update. After that ace-3 of spades hand that I shouldn't have even been involved with, we ended up being short-handed, and what's going on, man?
Been watching all your videos.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah.
You got any words for the vlog watchers?
Well, nice channel, man. It was a nice channel. I was really happy for you, you know, when you won that bracelet finally, man, and you deserve it.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely deserve it. You know, that was great.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man. You know, good luck.
Thanks, man. Shout out to Tommy and Daniel for stopping me by. But this was not supposed to be a super positive mid-session update. But at least they got to boost my spirits a little bit. But like I was saying, after that ace-3 suited hand that I shouldn't even been involved with, we played short-handed for a little bit. And I don't know what's going on. Mentally, I'm just not there today. It's really bad. We played like 4 or 5-handed, and then I just lost a huge pot for no reason, chasing a gutter. I lost like $300 chasing a gut shot. I don't know why the hell that even got to be about, but that's just absolutely horrible. So, playing like shit. Mentally not there today. I've been playing for about 2.5 hours. I'm in the game for like $15.50, and I'm sitting on $550. Kind of want to leave. Kind of want to see how things go, but mentally I'm not there. So probably some more play bad incoming. That's it. That's all I got. I had to take this little break, talk to you guys, and maybe we'll try running up for the next few orbits and see how things go. But besides that, that's it. The second hand coming back from their mid-session update, we have King Queen of clubs on the button. The undergun player opens up the action to $15. The next player to act makes the call, and actions onto me. Here, I've seen the undergun player have a super narrow opening range normally. I assume it's going to be a little bit narrower from undergun as well. So I make the call, and then the player to my left, the small blind, who just got stacked 3-bet bluffing third pair right before in the previous hand, he now 3-bets to $150. It folds all the way back to me, and knowing that this small blind player bought back in for $500 total in a stack, I have a really strong hand. I'm in position, certainly not going away since I know that this player potentially could be tilting. So I make the call, and we're going to a flop. Flop is Queen 6-4 all diamonds. Here, he checks, which I think is super, super strange. Never expected him to slow down and check here, but with top pair, pretty interesting spot because he only has a pot size bet left. I decided to try to exploit his ultra aggressive nature and also limit the variance since we only have a pot size bet left effectively, and we're okay with seeing a turn. So I check it back, and the turn is pretty perfect. It is the Queen of Hearts, definitely now beating all of his premiums like aces and kings. Even better, he fires a bet now for $125. This is an easy spot to put in the jam for only $225 more effective. So I jam, he makes the call, we're going to a river. River is a blank, we show our hand, and we are good. Next spot we get ourselves involved in, we have 10-9 offsuit from the small blind. Folds around to the button, who opens it up to $20. Here I've seen him open up fairly wide, so definitely can put pressure on any of his holdings. I decide to 3-bet to $70, folds back to him, and he makes the call in position. Not really loving this, but we're going to a flop, which comes 10 deuce rainbow. Flopping top pair, certainly, I guess we're going to go for value now after 3-bet bluffing. I bet $55, and he calls the 55. Okay, sure. Turn comes a 4, brings in the full rainbow, and here I've got a few thoughts in my head. I think I can be dominated sometimes against Jack 10 plus, but also hands like 5s through 9s just simply has to call on the flop, and even on this turn, definitely has to call as well. So I sized on the smaller side to $90. Once again, he calls the 90, and we're going to a river to evaluate that. The river is a queen now, which is super interesting, as I now chop against Jack 10 that was beating me before. Queen 10 is a little bit unlikely with the queen on the river, and here I guess I really just put him on some sort of small pocket pair that I don't think I can get much value from. I think, like I said, 5s through 9s will have a hard time calling a third bet with third pair. With that said, in my 3-betting range, I have a ton of ace king and ace queens, I guess. I think betting small doesn't really accomplish much, like I can't get value from those small pocket pairs anyways. So I decided to try targeting a hero call, which is something I've never really done before. I bet $300, super large, as he has a large stack, and I guess basically he'd just be calling to bluff catch against a hand like ace king, ace jack, or whatever hand that could have made. He thinks it over for quite some time, ends up laying it down. This river decision was definitely new to me and definitely unorthodox. Would love to hear what the comments have to say about this one. Next, we pick up ace-jack offsuit in the big blind. Folds around to the small blind who open limps. Here, I definitely should be raising this like 95% of the time, but playing it a little bit differently, I check. Flop is ace-jack 3, 2 spades, and now he fires out for $15. With top 2 pair, I'm just going to let him fire away and bluff at it if he's got nothing, so I just make the call for 15, and the turn comes the 3 of spades. Not a good card at all, as I'm definitely behind a lot of ace-3s, obviously, and also the spade draw gets there. He bets out $40, and I automatically feel pretty uncomfortable about this. Ace-3 seems like a pretty likely holding that he could have, since he did overbet the pot on the flop here. But I can't fold yet. I make the call for 40, and we're going to a river. The river is no help for us. It's the deuce of hearts. He, once again, bets $100. I think it's pretty unlikely of him to overplay an ace here. This $100 bet screams like it's for value, sometimes a flush, sometimes trips, and here I'm just thinking ace-3 for a full house. But with this given action, I have under-repped my hand significantly. I am screaming to tell myself to fold since I do have a bad feeling about this, but toss in the chip and make the call. He shows us 8-4 of spades for a flush. Yep, we lose that one. That one's totally all our fault. After the ace-jack disaster, we look down at ace-5 of diamonds under the gun. I open at $20, and the small blind and the big blind both make the call, so let's go 3 ways to a flop. Flop is ace-10-7, 2 hearts. Action checks to me, and here debating between checking it back or throwing out a bets. 3 ways, and a draw-heavy board, certainly leaning towards a bets. I go with $40, and very surprisingly, both players make the call. Definitely going to be more on the cautious side now. Good thing we're in position. The turn is the 9 of hearts. Yuck. Absolutely disgusting. When they check to me, definitely just checking it back. No need to blow it up the size of the pot, as the flush draws get there, and some straight draws as well, and a lot of 2-pair combos. The river comes the 5 of spades. Sweet. So that's pretty good. I guess we're obligated to call any single bet now, even if we're behind a flush. The small blind throws out a bet of $125. Big blind folds, and like I said, with top and bottom pair, we're forced to call and go with our hand. So we call. He shows king-jack of diamonds, and for the first time all day, we are officially unstuck. Let's go.
I'll show you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Go on. Have a good one.
See ya.
So, we got out of there alive. Much better this outro than the mid-session update that I had. We are in the game for 1950, out of the game for 2105. Profits of $155 in 4 hours played. We climbed out of the hole, boys. We climbed out of the hole. I don't know how we did it, but we finally rallied back, and that was like one of the first hands. The second hand dealt in after I sat back in after the mid-session updates. We pick up that king-queen hand, and then we stack the other player with trips, so that's cool. So for the people, I'm sure you're wondering, what was the stupid hand that I punted for $400 off of? I'll tell you, for the people that stayed all the way to the end, you get the reward. So I have 6-4 suited, under the gun, playing 5-handed. I open up that bad boy because I'm playing awful. So I open up 6-4 suited, one of the tightest players on the table, 3 bets. It's only 3 betting premiums. He 3 bets us to $45. I open to 15, I think. We get a big blind to cold call to 45, and here for $30 more, I call. Flop is something. 2 diamonds. I have clubs, and I have the gut shot. I need a 5 for a straight. Checks to the 3 better. He bets like 80. into 120. I make the fishy call. We're going heads up to a turn. I break out. He bets 125. I call. The river is a 4. Oh my God, what the hell? We have some showdown. I check. He bets 125 again. Why am I just giving him free money? But I make the call. He has pocket kings. That's it. I'm a huge fish. That was horrible. I had to step away after that one because that one was just the worst ever. But anyways, there was that hand. But we ended up making some money somehow at the end of the day. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. God, that was just a battle of a session.